Trust is when you like someone. Age 7, Germany. Trust is feeling safe. Age 52, Netherlands. Trust is when my heart feels at home. Age 40, Bulgaria. Trust is love. Age 40, Japan. Trust is peace. Age 34, Russia. Trust is the absence of deception or fear from one person to another. Age 32, Mozambique. Trust is public reputation. Age 46, Ghana. Trust is earned. Age 25, Italy. Trust is most important currency. Age 31, Switzerland. Trust is the foundation of a marriage. Age 41, India. Trust is to really know a person. Age 93, Germany. Trust is when you can tell your heart's secrets to another and know that they will not betray you. Age 87, Armenia. Trust is something you cannot buy. Age 21, 28, China. Trust is faith. Age 38, Bosnia. Trust is what I see written on the face of my daughter every time she looks at me. Implicit faith that I will protect her and care for her no matter what. Age 37, Scotland. Trust and reciprocity are considered to be the basis of all human systems of morality. Did you know that there are two types of trust, affective and cognitive? Cognitive trust is based on our knowledge and evidence about those who we choose to trust. Affective trust, on the other hand, is born out of our emotional ties with others, including the security and confidence we place in others based on the feelings generated by our interactions. The hormone in the neurotransmitter oxytocin increases trust by suppressing the neural systems that regulate our fear of betrayal. Did you know that you can regulate oxytocin production by using your breath consciously and mindfully? Those with more trust are less likely to lie. They appear more ethical, more attractive, and even happier. Someone deemed trustworthy appears to epitomize a set of positive characteristics, including their ability, skill, and competence, benevolence, the will to do good, and integrity, adhering to principles. Trust is cited as currency. It is valued in our relationships, and it is vital to our faith. Trust matters, and it turns out that humans are born with natural reasons to put their trust in others. Trust is tricky, however. On one hand, it is a prerequisite for many worthwhile things in life, and on the other hand, putting your faith in the wrong place often carries a high price. Ernest Hemingway said on how to decide whose hands will cradle our trust and whose hands it will be crushed, the best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. Why do we trust at all? Well, because it feels good. When people place their trust in an individual or an institution, their brains release oxytocin, a hormone that produces pleasurable feelings. And it triggers the herding instinct that leads sheep to flock together for safety and prompts humans to connect with one another. Luckily for us, we also have a sixth sense for dishonesty that will protect us. Do you listen to it? And do you know how to develop your sixth sense? When we meet and need to interact with someone, how do we decide whether our requests will be taken seriously? How do we decide whether this person can or cannot adhere to what they say? Here are some of the factors that we look at, consciously or not. So the question is, how aware are you of these? We look at similarity. A simple fact of interpersonal relationships is that we assume that if people are like us, then they will both think and do the same as we do. This allows us to predict how they will behave, including how trustworthy they are. There are then internal factors. The way we think and understand the world determines how we act. There are external factors, appearances, behaviors, experiences, preferences. When the other person prefers the same music as we do and has the same biases, whether it be religious, political, or otherwise, we feel more like them and consequently believe they're more like us. There are contextual factors, culture and group. If we're in a similar group, then this says we are similar and we will automatically trust more. Concern and care. We evaluate how people will treat our vulnerabilities by evaluating the concerns they show, both for other people and for ourselves. Someone who clearly cares for us, taking positive steps to help and offering emotional support when it's needed, is someone we quickly conclude that we can trust. Power, where the other person has the power to hurt us, but they do not, then we may conclude that they're trustworthy. Types of power include positional power, charisma, social leadership, expertise, or knowledge. Then reliability. We can determine a person's trustworthiness by how reliable they are, which translates into how easily we can predict what they do. Then also there's reciprocity. We can check their fairness in exchanges by determining the overall value balance. There's also a necessity. We also trust others when we believe we have to. But why do we do this? Why do we have to? And then there's integrity. A person of integrity sticks to their values through thick and thin, even when it is apparent that they could gain at least a short-term advantage from bending the rules. This makes them very predictable, and their words and actions can be trusted, even when we disagree with them. These are 15 signs that are dead giveaway you are dealing with a trustworthy person. Number one, they're consistent. A trustworthy person will use roughly the same behavior and language in any situation. They have the self-control to maintain character and follow through on what they say they will do, even when they're tempted to walk it back. They won't wear different masks or pretend that they're someone that they're not just to impress. Number two, they show compassion and humility. Number three, they respect boundaries. Number four, they compromise and don't expect something for nothing. So all sacrifices shows that individual recognizes that trust is a two-way street. Number five, they are relaxed, and so are you. Person who is faking it and who's more likely to behave in shady ways usually will display some sign of anxiety, such as agitated body language. If the person seems at ease, they likely have nothing to hide and are being honest and open with you. And you likely feel calm too, because you will not be subconsciously picking up and mirroring the negative cues. Number six, they're respectful when it comes to time. Number seven, they show gratitude. Number eight, they give up all the facts, even if it hurts. Truth and transparency is very important with honest people. They won't lie by omission or fudge data. They will give up information even if it could put their reputation at risk or create conflict, believing that those conflicts can be solved with good empathy and communication. Number nine, they confide in you. Number 10, they aren't materialistic or desperate for money. Number 11, they are right a lot, because trustworthy people value truth and they're willing to do their homework. They do research that leads to verifiable conclusions, so they do have a track record of having the right answer a lot. Number 12, they skip the water cooler gossip. Trustworthy individuals don't like to make assumptions about anything or anyone. They prefer to get information from the source, and they like to have the source speak for themselves. They avoid rumors because they know that rumors usually include negativity that tears people down instead of building them up. When they do talk, their language is empowering and respectful. Number 13, they are learners. Number 14, you know who they're connected to and they try to connect you to. Number 15, they are there for you and for others. Trustworthy people will listen to you and support you even when they don't need something from you. They do their best to be available for help. Who do you trust? And more importantly, why? Do they live these values? Do you?